This conference will now be recorded.
Did you receive the email?
Yeah, Bishwal. I don't see a license property file here.
No. Did you get that zip file there?
Yes, I have extracted here. This is the zip file.
So create a folder in your C drive AM folder. Create another folder called author 6.5 and keep the extracted jar file there. Okay. And from this author folder of 6.2, copy the license.properties and paste it there.
Sorry, I was sharing the wrong screen.
Go to the 6.2 instance author folder. Copy the license.properties.
Oh, this is going to work.
Yeah, it will. Paste it here. That's fine. Double click on the jar.
We don't need to change the name,
No.
to author.
Because we are not going to install the publish instance, so by default it will the author instance will start.
Okay.
450.
Hey, Biswal, just a question. Where did you get the license file there?
Sorry, why?
The license file?
So you have 6.2 instance, right?
Right.
There is author folder. In that author folder, you have license.properties file. You just copy that and put it in the 6.5 author folder where
Okay.
the jar file you placed. Okay. So now we are going to discuss about the new features which are not there in 6.2 instance. Okay, so you will find in 6.5 instance. Some of them also you can find in 6.4. Okay. So first thing is your core components. Are you able to see my screen?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So core components. So earlier in 6.2 instance, we have foundation components which are out of the box inbuilt components. So they have introduced core components from 6.3 or 4 onwards. Okay, so core components are also out of the box components, but these are open source. Okay, so foundation components are not open source. Those are owned by Adobe, but core components are open source. Means anyone can download the core components from Adobe GitHub. Okay, and anyone can contribute to the core components also. Okay, let's say you developed one component for your project, and you think that this particular component can be used in multiple projects by developers. So you can commit the code, you can commit that particular component into the Adobe GitHub, and Adobe people will verify it, and if they find it really suitable component for other projects, so they will put it in the GitHub and anyone can use it, download and use it. Okay, so core components are another set of components introduced uh, recently. Then content tree trail. Okay, so what is content tree? When you open any page, so in all the pages we used to author some components, maybe content fragments, experience fragments, and all. Okay, so how will you know that which component is this? So when you in a 6.2 instance, when you hover your mouse on your page, easily you can understand this is the component. This is a component, and I can double click and I can author it. But now you won't be able to understand which component is it. So there is a facility called content tree. Okay, you just need to go to the content tree. From there, you can find all the components, select that component and author it. Okay, I'll show you when your instance started. Okay, then style system. They have introduced style systems. Okay, earlier we had designs, right? So now designs is not there. They have introduced style systems. So again, the style systems will be developed by the UI developers. Okay, and the content author will use the style systems, apply the style system to the components, to the pages, and content services. So out of the box content services. They have introduced out of the box content services. If you develop your components using Sightly and uh, Sling model, okay, then your component will support out of the box content services. Okay, so if you develop your components using some other technology like Sightly, JavaScript, and all, so your component will not support the out of the box content services. We'll discuss more on that. Okay, so what is content services, you know, right? So content services means, um, let's say you have a website and you want to launch one mobile app for that website. So whatever content you are showing on your website, you want to show the same content on your mobile app. Okay, so how will do that? So you have to expose all the contents in form of content services. Okay, all the contents will be exposed as JSON. Okay, and your mobile app will access that JSON, will um, it will parse that JSON, and it will separate the data, and it will display the contents on your pages. Okay, that is your content services. Okay. Content repository, there are some changes in the content repository. Once you open your CRHD, I can show you all those things. Then smart tagging. So earlier tagging was there, now they have introduced smart tagging. Okay, smart tagging means when you upload any digital assets, okay, AEM will tag that digital asset smartly, or you can say dynamically. Okay, no need to tag the digital assets manually. Okay, so for smart tagging, they we I mean there is a separate feature pack, and that needs to be we have to buy that feature pack from Adobe. Okay, so it's a special thing. Then workflow editor. So they have changed the workflow editor while we'll create some workflows. We can see that. Creative Cloud integration. So other Adobe products like you have Adobe Photoshop, PDF, right? So you can integrate all those things using with your AEM. Okay. So how will you integrate? There is one plugin. Okay. So that plugin is available in a feature pack. Okay. You need to buy that plugin. Then only you'll be able to integrate that. Then dynamic templates, content fragments, and experience fragment. So those three things are introduced in 6.4 onwards. Okay, so earlier we have static templates. Okay, so now they introduce dynamic templates. The dynamic templates can be created by anyone. It can be created by the developer. It can be created by the content author. Okay, without the help of a developer. Okay, content author can create the dynamic templates. We'll discuss more on that. Then content fragments and experience fragments. So they introduced a concept of fragments. Okay, from 6.3 onwards, but they have in 6.5 they, I mean, it's fully functional, and in most of the projects they are using content fragments and experience fragments. So fragments are nothing, just a part of your experience. Experience means your page along with the content. Okay, so let's say your home page is there. Home page along with the content is the home page experience. And in the header, you are displaying a lot of things. A part of your header can be called as a fragment. There are two types of fragments: content fragments and experience fragments. Okay, so we'll discuss all those things. Okay, so is your instance started, up and running? So that can you please share your screen?
Yes, Vishwal, you have to pass the share screen option to me.
Yes, I passed it.
Okay.
Okay. So your instance is started. So before
Yes.
you start the 6.5 instance, you need to make sure that your previous instance is stopped. Okay, 6.2 instance stopped, because we are going to use the same port number 4502. So one port number, uh, I mean, two instances cannot run on same port number. So this page opened. This is called as the start.html, localhost colon 4502/am/start.html. So this is the master navigation page. From here you can navigate to all the consoles. Okay. So in the left side you will find two icons. Click on the hammer symbol. Hammer symbol. Okay. Here you can find some interfaces like your CRXD is there, tagging, templates, components, configuration bar, browser. A lot of things are there. Okay. Directly you can navigate to all the consoles from this place. Okay. Click on the other icon in the left trail. No, not here, not here. The left trail where you hammer symbol is the first one. You can first one. So here you can see sites, experience fragments, digital assets. So all those things are there. So open uh, CRXD and sites.html. Sites.html. Next, I'm gonna close it. So in sites.html, in the left side, left panel, you can find there are two sample websites they are providing. One is WRetail and Weekend. So Weekend is not completely developed. So go to the WRetail one. WRetail. So under WRetail, go to United States. United States. English. So select the experience page and click on edit button. Now you need to select the experience icon, click on edit. So this experience page is one of the page of your WE retail website. So in this version of AEM, we can find the sample website is WE retail. In our earlier instance, it was Geometrics. Okay. So now go to your CRXD. We'll see what all changes they have introduced in the content repository. Okay. So expand the apps folder. So in apps folder, you will find another folder called core. Core folder is there, right? The third folder, expand the core folder. So sometime back I told you they have introduced the core components. Okay, so this is the folder which contains all your core components. Okay, core WCM components. Okay, so inside the components you will find some core components, and apart from these there are some other components available in the GitHub of Adobe. You can download and install. Okay. So here when you expand the core components, take any example, let's say image component. Expand the image component. So all the core components are developed using latest technology. It means they have developed all the core components using Sightly and Sling models. Okay. So why? Because I told you, right, if you develop your components using Sightly and Sling model, your component automatically or by default will support the content services, out of the box content services. Okay. So nowadays almost all the websites are launching their mobile app. Okay, so you have to expose the contents of your components as services. Okay, what happened? Your image is empty. Are you logged in?
Yes, I'm logged in and images are empty. I don't know.
Open some other component, maybe title component.
It's really started. Yep. This is also still loading.
You can just try to log in the right side. You will find administrator default. Try to log in again. Click on login. I will log in this way.
Maybe first time usage, right? It has to buffer, I guess. Somewhere it
Will
has to
take some.
cache. Somewhere it has to cache.
Yes. But if you open CRXD, directly you can log in from CRXD. Okay, you are not logged in actually. That is the problem. Open this thing, incognito browser, incognito window. Okay, so you can see it now. Yes. So when you expand the image folder, you will find V1 and V2. Under V1 you will find image component. V2 also one image component. So they have they are versioning their components. All the core components are versioned. V1, V2, V3. Multiple versions of core components are available. Okay. So what is versioning the components? I guess we have already discussed in accordion component, right? So to use these core components, we have to create one proxy component and use it. So as I told, these components are developed using Sightly and Sling model. How to know that? So you'll Sightly means the script file of your components should have extension .html, right? So under v1 the images component is there, so there is image.html. This is the script file of your image component. Double click and open it, image.html. So if you see the code here, you can easily find out it is pointing to some Java classes. Okay. Data slide is so line number 16. Data slide use dot image equal to com adobe cq components dot model dot image. So it is actually a model class, Sling model. Okay. So all the components in 4 components are using your Sightly and Sling models. Okay. So now close this image.html and so this is about your core components. We'll do some exercises going forward. Close these core components. Close this. So there is a folder called WRetail. So in this version, they have introduced the the sample website is your WRetail. Expand it. So when you expand it, you will find some folders, components, client leaves, right? But there is no folder for templates, correct? So for this website, they have not used any static template. Okay, our static templates are created in apps folder. Okay, in your project, you need to create a folder called templates, and inside that, you need to create your static templates. Okay, but WRetail website, they have not created any pages using static template. But when you work in any project, you need both types of templates, static and dynamic. Okay, so based on you to use it, static or dynamic. So when you use static and when you use dynamic template, when you know the behavior of your template, when you know what all things you are going to place in your template, okay, that time you have to use static template, because going forward you are not going to change the content, change the structure of your static template. Okay, so in that case you have to create this static template and use it. And dynamic templates can be created by anyone, even if it can be created by the content author. And you have to create the dynamic template when you don't know what will be the content of your template. Okay, dynamically you will be able to add any content to the static dynamic templates. Okay, so in WRetail they have mostly used the dynamic templates. That's why you don't find the templates folder under WRetail. Okay, and all other folders are common, like components, IIT name, install, and okay. So close this WRetail. Okay, so this is under apps. Now go to the content folder. No, sorry, conf folder, CONF. So as I told, they have introduced the dynamic templates. So this is the place to create your dynamic templates. Conf folder. Okay. So first you need to create some configurations, and configurations are basically like your folder structure. Then inside that you have to create your dynamic templates. So conf folder is the place for your dynamic templates. So under conf you will find a folder called WRetail. Expand that. WRetail. That is WCM. Expand the templates folder under WCM. So these are the dynamic templates they have created for WRetail website. Okay. So these are some changes you can find in 6.5. Okay. So now close this conf folder. Go to the content folder. Content. Okay. So they have introduced a new folder here called experience fragments. Okay. So as I told you some time back, there are something called experience fragments and content fragments. Okay, so content fragments are digital assets. You can find it under content DAM folder, and experience fragments are pages which you can find in the experience fragment folder under your content. Okay, so going forward, when we create our experience fragments, you will find it in experience fragments folder. Okay, under content DAM, we can create our content fragments. We can create our own folder, and under that we can create the content fragments. Okay, so we'll do that going forward. We'll do that exercise. Okay, close this content DAM folder. Go to W Retail. This is the website. Okay, sample website. Earlier it was geometrics. Okay, so when you expand it, you will find the same type of I mean page hierarchy. Okay, so the root page is there, then language specific pages, then under each language specific page you have all other pages of your website, and there is parent child relationship between all the pages. So just under W Retail expand US. US EN. So you can see all your pages are there. Expand experience. So there is parent-child relationship between all the pages. So experience is the child page of English. English is the child page of US. English is the parent page of experience. Okay, so all the pages should, I mean, your website should follow this ideal structure. Okay. So now close this W Retail and the content. Okay. So there is another folder called ETC. Go to the ETC folder. So under ETC, you will not find the designs folder now. Okay, they have removed it. So sometime back I told you, in earlier versions we used to create designs, and the content author used to apply the designs. So they have introduced styles. Okay, so now instead of creating design, the UI developer will create the styles, and the content author will apply the styles to the components and the pages. Okay. So under ETC, all other things are there, but only the designs folder won't be there. Okay. So these are the some content repository changes you will find in this version. Now I guess you have already opened the experience page. Can you open the page again? Go to the page. Okay. So this experience page is one of the page of your W Retail website. So the page along with the content is called as experience. Okay, the page name is also experience, but a page along with content is called as experience. Okay. So here in the left, in the black color toolbar, click on the leftmost icon. Yes, click on the third icon in the leftmost trail. No, not here, not here, not here. Yes. So this is your content tree. Okay, sometime back I told you, right? Content tree trail. So here you will find all the components. Here you will find all the components authored on this page. Okay, you can select it and you can author it after. Okay. So and others like you have assets and components. So it was there earlier versions, and you will find it here also. Okay. Now in the black color toolbar, click on the edit drop down. Edit drop down. So here you won't find the design mode. Okay. So they have removed the design mode. Okay. So they removed the designs folder under ETC and also design mode of the pages. Okay. So earlier what we used to do in case of static templates, when you create the pages, using static template, you will be able to see the design mode. When you create the pages using dynamic template, you won't be able to see the design mode. Okay. So in dynamic templates, they have introduced a concept of policies. Okay. So earlier version in design mode, we used to enable our components to author in that page. Okay. So in this version, all the pages which are using dynamic template, instead of using design mode, we can use policies to enable the components to author on the pages. Okay, so design mode is not there. Okay. Now click on the second icon in the left side in the black color toolbar. They have introduced a new option called edit template. Edit template. So this page is created using a template, and that template is a dynamic template. Okay. So if you create your page using static template, you won't be able to see this option. Edit template option won't be available. Only in case of dynamic templates, pages created using dynamic templates can show this option, edit template. When you click on edit template, the template which is used to create this page will open. The structure page will open. Okay. And click on the third icon, third one. So this is an emulator. So as you know, this website is responsive website. Okay. So responsive website means it can adjust to different screen sizes, mobile phone, tablets, laptop, desktop. Okay. So it will automatically, the contents will automatically adjusted to different types of devices. Okay. So earlier it was not there, they have introduced it, emulator. So in our earlier instance, what we used to do, we used to include one emulator.jsp file. Okay, in our page rendering component, then only we are able to see these emulators on our pages. But now it is out of the box. Okay, so this is your dynamic template, which is used to create your experience page. Okay, we'll discuss more on this going forward. Okay. So these are the things they have introduced. Anything missed? I guess that. Now go to your sites.html. So this particular console will be used to create your websites and its pages. Okay, so here you can easily find out all the pages. You can open the page, you can edit it, you can edit the content of the page. Okay, so we have opened the experience page from here. Yeah. So select the, this is your experience page. Go back to sites.html. So when you select and click on experience, don't select the icon. Simply click on experience. Unselect the icon. Now you'll be able to create pages under experience page. Okay. But if you want to know the details of a page, you just need to click on the icon. Click on the icon. Okay. Now click on the icon. So here you can see the title, name, template, where you can see a big icon in the right side, in the middle, right? Under that you can find all the details about this particular page. So in site admin, we used to find the rows, right? Here you won't find those things, rather you will find all the things under the icon. So title, name, template, modified, published, language, all those things are there. Now this is your sites.html. So all of you have installed the instance and your instance is working fine, right? Any issues till now?
Mine got stuck in the middle, Bishwal. It's not yet completed.
So what is the RAM size of your system?
12 GB.
12 GB. Okay, that is fine. Have you stopped your previous instance and all
Yeah.
the All the consoles. Okay.
Right.
So if it's stuffed in the middle, you just close that. I mean, you can click on the cross symbol. Okay. And can you share your screen? Let me see what it is.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe it didn't.
Yep. It got stopped here.
Okay, so you can close it. Go to the folder where you have downloaded it. Delete that CRX Quick Start folder. Okay. So in another, open a tab in your browser and type localhost:4502/CRX/D. Site environment also will work fine. Enter. That's fine. Your instance is stopped. Now you can double click on the jar file. Have you done any changes in license.properties? You just copy and paste it, right?
Yeah, just copied it. Just to open the CRX Quick Start folder. Open the logs.
It will take some time. For me also, it took like almost 10 minutes to complete the entire installation.
10 minutes. That's too much. Okay, fine. It's creating the log files properly. Don't worry, it will start.
Okay.
It will start. It will take some time. Once it starts, it will ask you the credentials. Okay, so you need to open the site admin or CRXD in incognito mode and give the credentials, or
Oh,
you can open your CRXD and give the credentials there. Okay.
yeah, sure.
Otherwise, there will be some caching issue. It will not accept the credentials.
Okay.
Okay, fine. So yes. So components, content. Share your screen.
Pass me the presenter access.
Okay. Now go to start.html. Localhost colon 4502/am/start.html. So click on the hammer symbol. Okay. So first thing here we are going to create is your dynamic template. Okay. So in our earlier instance, we created static template and created sample website and all. Here we are going to create a dynamic template. So dynamic templates are created under conf folder. I told you some time back. Okay, if you open your CRXD, there is a folder called conf. Okay, so under that conf folder, all our dynamic templates are created. So basically, you need to use configuration. You have to create a configuration first. and using that configuration you can create your dynamic template. Okay. So first create a configuration. Go to AEM start.html. You'll find configuration browser, one interface called configuration browser in the first line, last one. Configuration browser, not that. That's fine. Next. So first here we'll create a configuration. So configuration means first a folder will be created. Click on create. Give the name as training, title as training. Click on create. Okay. SB training is the configuration you have created. So now, as I told you, the dynamic templates can be created by the content author. Okay. And why we need dynamic templates? Because we don't know what all contents we are going to show on our pages. We don't know the structure of our template. We can change the structure of our template at any point of time. That is the reason we are using dynamic template. So to create a dynamic template, we need to create a configuration. So you have created a configuration. The configuration folder name is SB training. So find out this configuration in your CRXD. Go to your CRXD. Refresh that. SB training. Settings. Right click on SB training. Refresh it. Wait. Which one is it? Okay, go back to that page. You selected that editable. Okay. Okay, create a new one. I guess we have not selected that option, editable template. That's why you're not able to. You can delete it. Create a new one. No, don't go to the properties. Okay. You selected editable templates. That's fine. Yeah, now go to CRXD. Okay. Yeah, expand WCM. Okay. So you can see one folder structure, one skeleton got created. Okay. So SB training, then settings, WCM, then templates folder is there. So when we will create any dynamic template, it will be created under this SB training, templates folder. Okay. Then there is a folder called policies. Okay. So as I told you, so there is no design mode. What all components need to be enabled and authored on your pages. You need to use the policies. You can find the policies here. Then template types. So when you are creating a template, you can create your own template type. So template type means it's a base template. Okay. So you can create your base template, and using that base template, you can create other templates also. So mostly the developer has to create the base template, and all other things will be handled by your content author. Okay, we will create our base template in what is that template types folder. Okay, so we'll create it tomorrow, and not tomorrow, the next class. Okay, so what all things we discussed till now, you just go through it. Okay, and just open your CRXD, open different folders, and see if you find any changes. Okay, just observe it and open other consoles. You can open AEM start.html. You can click on all the interfaces there and just try to open the consoles, but don't try to create anything. Okay, just open the console and see it, what are things are there. Any other questions?
Vishal, this is Sudhakar. Like to ask one thing. See, right now we moved from 6.2 to 6.5. Let us say I have my old system exist in 6.2, and now I want to migrate or like upgrade it to 6.5. So what approach we follow? Like how we take the backup and how we move content from there to here.
So the process is simple. First, you need to install your 6.5 instance. Okay, whatever you developed in 6.2, you have the code, the components, everything in GitHub, right? Okay, GitHub or maybe any code repository will have. Then contents, you have to create a backup. Create the packages. You have to take the backup of your contents, tag library, tag hierarchy, everything. Okay, then install this 6.5 instance. Then you have to create a archive project. Okay, and import the project from GitHub, like all your components, Java, all these things, templates, whatever you developed in 6.2 instance or any other instance, you just need to import all those things. Okay, once those things came into your workspace, you will definitely find some errors and exceptions. Okay, mostly in pom.xml you will find some exceptions while giving a build. Okay, you need to resolve those things one by one. Okay, once all those things are done, you have to install all your content. Okay, so install the content, open the pages, open the component dialogues and all. Okay, if it is not opening, you need to fix it one by one. So that is the process we used to follow. Okay.
Okay, maybe I have to try it once and see. Okay.
Okay, so mostly when you give a build, okay, Maven build, that build will fail because 6.5 if you create a project, you have to use some other archetype. Okay, you
Yeah.
can use the same archetype also, that's fine, but if you use other archetype, your pom.xml build will fail, Maven build will fail. So you need to adjust, you need to use proper plugins and dependencies. Okay, then it will work. So this is the major thing. I mean, you need to fix. Once it is done, your build happens properly. Then you can install the content package and open the pages.
Okay.
Okay, fine, guys. So see you tomorrow in next class. We'll discuss dynamic templates and all.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.